Well, hey, howdy, everybody. Anton Jane here. I'm going to try something a little different here. I've stopped even looking at the kiwi farms. Um, it's a waste of time, waste of energy. It's a bunch of sociopathic millennial brats. That's what it is. Over affluent wage slaves, totally in denial of their own miserable existences, looking for people on the web that are beneath them to ridicule. Little do they know that they're completely misled about me, and they're looking at all the wrong stuff. The, they're believing lies and overinflating the Sabrina story. Like, this is just ridiculous. I've spoken to, this was a fully mature, this is 30 some odd years ago too. One of those weird scenes from inside the gold mine. That's a Jim Morrison quote. The book, actually, the book title of this, about living in Venice and the music industry. Um, this was a girl who had run away from abusive UCLA professor parents from the time she was 9 years old. I met her when she was about 14. She's been sexually active since she was about 13. She was living with this punk rocker that me and my partner were backing up. And then she broke up with them and came to stay with me and my partner at the moment, who was about a 26-year-old welfare mama with a mulatto baby girl, 4-year-old, sleeping in the closet. And Sabrina was sleeping up in the loft above the kitchen. It was just a studio apartment, just one room with a kitchen and a walk-in closet and a loft over the kitchen. And one evening I come in after busking, and there were Sabrina and Megan going at it. They rolled apart when I walked in and invited me in bed. And, it ended very quickly. It was, I mean, in all reality, it was completely consensual. The girl was not quite 16, and she was fully mature in every way other than her chronological age. She'd been living among adults for 3 years, and it was just one of those things that the older woman broke up real quick because I was paying too much attention to the younger one. End of story. A story I've told for years as part of my life. And I made the mistake. I was zooming real bad at the Ranter, which is now defunct, soon to be followed by AMB and Kiwi Farms and a bunch of others. These are troll bases. These are people that have been anonymously harassing people all over the web and getting away with it not because they're protected by the First Amendment or fair use or any of the other stuff that they keep saying, oh, this is satire, we're allowed to do that. Because all of that cyber stalking and cyberbullying, there's limitations to those laws that you people are exceeding. And what's really protecting them is that the local cops have no jurisdiction whatsoever. State authority laws don't have enough teeth to extradite people. And the feds don't have the manpower to investigate and prosecute anything that doesn't have any really demonstrable financial loss to it. The FBI wants $1 million in loss before they'll even look twice at something. And that's the reality of it. And this lawsuit that they all laugh about, so I'm constantly telling people, hey, look, what you're doing is illegal. And eventually I'm going to sue. And this is true. Eventually I'm going to sue. Right now, the only thing between me and filing is a letter from my psychiatrist verifying that I am what I say I am as far as being intersex and having gender dysphoria. And the main thrust of this suit is really going to be against the law enforcement agencies for not investigating it, for discriminating against me, for reporting organized crime, for being a transgender person, and that they automatically label as mentally ill and therefore not worthy, not a worthwhile plaintiff. It's not. My complaint is they're afraid they won't be able to push through any complaint that's brought to them by a crazy person. So I'm going to be suing under Title 42 of the United States Code, Section 1983, which is discrimination, and law enforcement agents aren't allowed to do that. I'm also going to be suing Mr. Addy Corey and Kevin Hoffman, if he really exists, for conspiring to harass me. And oh, there it is. Oh boy. More shit. Anyway, bing. That's personal messages coming into Facebook. So anyway, Addy Corey is getting named. Kevin Hoffman's getting named. Joshua Moon, the owner of Kiwi Farms, is getting named. And the two principal idiots that are leading the attack on me from Kiwi Farms, someone calling himself Chimp Burgers and another one calling themselves Yawning Sneasel, are all getting named. I have Sneasel's phone number, so that one's going to be easy to track down. I already know it belongs to her grandfather. It's registered to her grandfather or his grandfather. I don't know. These people are totally anonymous. Tell you all sorts of things about what they are that are not true. Apparently, Sneasel and a number of other passable young trannies have established themselves as the arbiters of who is and who isn't an acceptable transgender person for them in their new world order. They're a bunch of young neoliberal fascist motherfuckers, eugenicists. Yeah, it's like, oh boy, where'd you go to school? Did they remember to teach you logic for real? The arguments are just completely, and you can't argue with an irrational person because then their responses are just become more irrational and they just dig in and bury themselves and try to bury you in ad hominems, straw man, and red herrings. I just don't have the time for that. I really don't. My life is moving forward at a really good pace, not too fast, not too slow. People are reading me as female much more without being asked. So I must be a babe. Just give me a break. Yes, I'm strange. I'm not a cis woman. I don't claim to be a cis woman. I'm pretty bigender. I can't just unzip the boy suit after 60 years of living in it and walk away from it. I'm sorry. Sorry about the penis. It's still working pretty good too after a year on hormones, which is kind of scary. They just upped the dose on it for me on the estradiol from 2 to 3 milligrams a day. So anyway, let's take a look and see what the Kiwi farmers got to say for themselves today. This is just too ridiculous. I'm sick of looking at it. The last time I posted was on the 4th of July, real quick, to tell them they're a bunch of idiots and I'm going out to do something today, which I did. Went to a really fun picnic with Chris Baston. Took me to the Saga picnic. It's a wonderful little event, and all three of the board members that I've been having problems with, and Claire too, Abby, Claire, there are 4 people that I kind of bounced off of, and they were all very cordial and we're not as so abrupt as they had been. And hopefully we'll be able to get together and put together this transgender ally rally day in August that Rachel Lukey out of Los Angeles is trying to establish. So anyway, here's this Big Todd clown, which is apparently one of the go-betweens between Kiwi Farms. He calls himself Lurker X at Kiwi Farms. Tommy had apparently been at AMB. Tommy had apparently been getting death threats from Anonymous due to him being a unrepentant child molester. AMB has a death watch threads. Things look to have taken a turn for the worse. Keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Well, as Kevin Hoffman clown has declared openly that he wants me hit by some dude that he calls Jack Sheckman. Jack Sheckman's really a Jewish folk singer. Who knows what this Jack Sheckman because Kevin Hoffman is either totally fiction or a scary motherfucker, one of that owns the Tucson Police Department. So I get hit up in Anonymous by this woman, and about being a child molester and a con artist and all this other horse shit, and managed to get through to her and let her know that, hey, look, that's all bullshit. This is what really happened, and she seemed to agree, but then she disappeared and blocked me. So I don't know. I don't care. I really don't care. It's just kill me. What the fuck? And here's someone calling himself Cthulhu who is saying, oh, wow, good to Big Todd's remark. Let's see what else? I haven't even been reading this shit for days. Here, so I have something to do on the holiday, and here's someone called Malwart. Like what? Masturbating to the nearest dumpster? Scratch that. You're probably going to stick your rod in there. No, I'm not. I don't masturbate very often anymore, thank goodness. I used to have to do it a lot just to keep the damn thing in my pants. Yeah, here's someone calling themselves Repentance. Hey, Tommy, remember when I asked you whether you knew anything about Anonymous and what they actually do, and you said you didn't care to know? Yeah, I did, and I still don't. As far as I know, they're just a bunch of the chicken shit anonymous assholes, mostly hacking and harassing people, and some of them are what they call social justice warriors who go after people that are worth going after. But for the most part, they're just like trolling people, causing a lot of damage. And like, like, what the fuck? Guy Fawkes was a Jesuit assassin. Guy Fawkes is not somebody that I really want to associate myself with, and that's who that mask is. Here's an idiot. Well, here's this Chimp Burgers clown who likes to wear the pictures of the people that he targets. Pro-doxing by proxy. Wiki sysop. LMFA, oh, that's laughing my fucking ass off. Couldn't have happened to a more vile person. It's like you're looking in a mirror, dude. Tommy, you're one of the biggest feds I've ever seen. Goddamn. Like I said, you're looking in a mirror, dude. You're a fucking pervert. Tranny chasing pervert. Fucking idiot. And here's this Cthulhu idiot's telling me to try somewhere. Where does he want me to go look for my personal army? Oh, this is 8chan, Baphomet Index. I'm not gonna fuck around with these idiots. This is what I've avoided for the last 17 years. Struggling for my friends who are artists and entertainers and educators who are like totally open with their personal information online because they're trying to do business online. Getting harassed by these idiots that are hiding behind internet connections and cartoon characters. Here's this Repentance thinking that Cole mentioned, Cole. I'm gonna have to check on. I'm gonna have to check on Cole. As far as I know, we're cool. And he was trying to get here, but couldn't get a load out this way. Here's someone calling himself Shivin cut pussy. These are idiots. Shaving pussy, shivin cutty. I don't know. These people are idiots. No, you're not my arch nemesis, you idiots. This is Almighty Magatin. Maggie-chan. This is cartoon characters. This is not my life. You're not my arch nemesis. You're just a bunch of fucking idiots who are talking shit about me, and anybody with any sense is going to reject your nonsense and want to know for themselves. My readership has increased at least tenfold since in the last 5 years since the AMPs have been after me. I mean, I got, I pretty much hid myself at Facebook, and just dug in at Facebook. I dug in at AMB is the only place I'll fight with trolls. I dug in at Facebook and just started establishing my web presence in spite of the bullshit going on around me. That's working pretty well. I've got 1,000 friends and followers, and I'm a member of groups, a lot of groups in several different communities that my opinion's respected. I've started several groups. The Transgender Caucus is growing very fast since they attacked me there. Let's see what else. Oh, this is a remark I made. What else? Oh, Marine trained tard. This is this is they're just fixated on me being a child molester because of this almost had sex with a minor story that I told them. 30-year-old almost had sex with a minor story. I wouldn't worry, there's a repentance. I wouldn't worry too much about anonymous. Even slash cow slash thinks they're a bunch of wankers to be mocked. I just ignore them. Here's someone calling himself the Jabroni, who claims to be here in Austin. I stopped in the forum 10 minutes before I went to bed. I think I was tired, and I had just gotten back from the picnic, and I got on the forum 10 minutes before A Mountain starts with fireworks. The view must be pretty good from 4th. I wasn't even looking. I don't care. You see here, this is ridiculous reasoning. Bacterium. No, this is a fully mature adult person who just happened to be not quite a legal age yet. She's been making her own decisions since she was 9 years old. All the standard, they just refuse to accept any mitigating circumstances. She was underage. She can't make her own decisions. You molested her. Fuck that. Even law enforcement, the people I've talked to about it, it's like, fuck that. It's ridiculous. And this jabroni, these people will just harass people until they meltdown. By the way, you're a maniac, and I hope you never learn from your mistakes, so I can watch you hilariously implode. I'm gonna get you in cuffs, boy. You're either gonna meet me and get stomped, or I'm gonna get you busted for stalking. One or the other. That's just the way it is. He apparently hangs out at the hut and plays Jenga there. I don't harass anybody. Here's somebody calling themselves YB. Why don't you do us a favor and harass people in your own crowd? Keep coming back here and you only fuel the fire. Do the right thing and give up, tard. Talking in the mirror. I don't harass anybody. Here's someone calling themselves Epo9. I have nothing but contempt for pedophiles, and that's only a small part of how reproachful he is. Ergo, I'm not touching this one with a 10-foot pole. How about a 6-foot Hungarian, bitch? Please. Welcome to your actual kiwi. This one's 70 years old, who gets his jollies watching children ridicule each other. Who knows what a 70-year-old guy is doing there. Most of these people are under 35 with just a few little scattered old geezers like that. Let's see what else is here. Old age catching up with me. Not, not even the smoking. Notice, cough's much better because I haven't been smoking as much. I'm mostly just holding them. This is cool. This was in the. Somebody didn't like the flavor. This is I put the lime in the coconut and I brought it home. It's a probiotic drink and I brought it home. I don't even have any weed right now, so, but I do have a half a pint of Everclear. So I put a little splash of Everclear in it. I found a half a gallon of unbroken seal too, of Bloody Mary mix, and brought it home and had some of that this afternoon. And this is what I'm having to put myself to bed. This little splash of Everclear and a lime mint mojito. Yeah, well, here's this idiot facepalm. A single incident does, it's like, you won't see anything, a single incident does qualify you as what I called you in a legal sense. No, it doesn't. I'm not 30 years old ago. Statute of limitations ran a long time ago on that, and believe me, law enforcement officials agree with me that for you to say you molested a child, hence the term child molester, is libelous. It is defamation under false light. And if you don't want us to think you are one, perhaps you shouldn't have plastered the story on the internet. Well, perhaps you shouldn't be hunting around for things you can twist out of proportion. Here's a winner. This is that Big Todd asshole. Also worth noting that Tommy is focused on the single incident that he repeatedly talks about in the open. Well, it's part of my life. and you're making it into something that it isn't. How many more has he not discussed after the backlash he got from that one? There was an allegation of him molesting a 9-year-old boy once, and for all we know, he's been actively victimizing kids for the last 30 years. May even keep a few locked up in the basement. We don't know. But we do know is what he's repeatedly admitted to, so we can speculate on all this other bullshit. It was a 14-year-old boy I was accused of molesting at a gathering, and that was a lie that was made up by Martin Paul Cheney in retaliation for me outing him as a child-abandoning wife beater. And then I have from an eyewitness, a friend of the ex-wife that he beat and dumped the kid. And I really, I've been praying for healing all my life, I'm not sexually attracted to anybody of any age. I want to be a woman and be a wife and mother to somebody. I had a few relationships over the years, but mostly I've abstained. Thanks, fools. There's bacterium again. Yeah, like killing one hobo who lives in Tucson wouldn't make me a murderer. Also, you admitted you would still fuck a 13-year-old pedo. It's like, hey, they just had to pass a law so that 12-year-olds can't get married in Virginia anymore. And this is more taking it out of context. It was part of just a stupid discussion with the AMBs. And I said, yeah, sure. If she had her papers, if she had emancipation papers and hit on me, I'd probably accept it. Wouldn't you? She's not a pedo. Well, if you got a fully mature young lady who just happens to be underage, this is not pedophilia, it's hebephilia, for one thing, if you're obsessed by it. But just some and a lot of young men get their lives ruined by these precocious girls, where they'll come on to them and lie and say they're 18 when they're really only 15. And these guys are only like, the majority of teen pregnancies are caused by men between the age of 18 and 30. So you're young men getting lied to by precocious and promiscuous girls and having their lives ruined by it. Now here, I didn't even get charged with it 30 years ago, and here's these people trying to ruin my life with a story that they don't even know all the details of 30 years later. It's nuts. Here's Jabroni again. Bruh. See, this is a fucking preppy asshole. I have a roof over my head, too. Bruh, things are going well for me. I have a roof over my head. I graduated from an Ivy League a few years back. I don't mean to power level you, but you eat from the trash. Well, you haven't power leveled me. Oh, and no, I'm not part of some establishment or rich family, if you're thinking that either, Thomas. But I guess since I'm going to prison for hurting your pussy-ass feelings, my life is crumbling, right? Yep. Either that or you're going to come out from behind your fucking hidden self and introduce yourself live and try to talk this trash to me in front of me and my friends and get your fucking ass beaten. Probably dropped off in the desert somewhere. Naked. Here's some idiot. Dr. Jones had. It was presented as factual. We can't be penalized for taking you at face value. Yeah, here's Marine Tard. I didn't molest any minor. That's your interpretation. This was a completely consensual contact. There's no molestation. You've seen shit. Oh yeah, here's. And these people they have comprehension problems. I didn't claim to break my father's leg. Here's Big Todd again. Tommy has a new video up calling out his dad and repeating the proven lie that he was subjected to DES. This is not a proven lie. I got diagnosis from a doctor. What the fuck are you? He was subjected to DES and he is intersex. Well, I am. It's obvious, to most people. Especially my doctors. Also claims to have been beaten by his dad and to have broken his dad's leg. No, I didn't. I claim to have put a move on my father and he broke his own leg. I personally think Tommy is the way he is because he didn't get beaten enough for being a dumb brat. Talk suicide. No, I didn't. Really think he needs help. And is really angry about being labeled as mentally ill while acting severely mentally ill. No, I wasn't all that angry either. Called him a motherfucker, but that was it. Why, these people have never seen me angry. Here's someone calling themselves Mariposa Electrique. I have noticed a lot of this on the forums. Crazies claiming to be intersex. Pretending to be intersex does not separate you from or give you superiority over a group over you don't even belong to. I think Tommy is this way because people are not legally forced to take medication. Neoliberal fascism. Generation on drugs. Dangerous drugs too. It seems just about every school shooting, every time there's a mass shooting, the shooter's on psych meds. Now I managed to fight off the court-ordered commitments for many, many years, like 40. Couldn't even tell you how many times the cops have thrown me down on them. But it never goes anywhere because by the time I get to court, I've settled down because I'm not mentally ill. I was just overstressed. This is a physical problem I've got. I'm intersexed and I've got metabolic dysfunction. I don't clear the epinephrine quick enough, and it builds up. Well, I've been dealing with it from about I'd say about 2002, 2003. I managed to convince the doctors at Austin State Hospital that they had nothing safer and more effective for what was really ailing me in terms of psychiatric symptoms than weed. Works just fine as a mood stabilizer and antipsychotic for the depth of mood swing and psychotic behavior that my metabolic dysfunction causes when assholes like this are trying to stress me. That's why I'm not gonna write anything there anymore. I'll just talk to them this way. Fuck you guys, you're idiots. You're not worth my time typing. Oh, here's bacterium. In light of recent events, we should take the suicide talk seriously. I have to go back and listen to what it was. I've never considered suicide seriously. Never really even I've considered murder seriously a few times. Um, but not in the last, since my father sold the house out from underneath me in 2010. Um, I've done some foolhardy things, hoping I'd get killed, but the deal I made with Spirit is I gotta live with it until they come home, and then they'll heal me. You know, have faith that in the promises that were made to my ancestors and passed down generation to generation, and live my life as uh, closely to the commandments as I possibly can. And I've done that, and I'm living a good life, and Spirit treats me well, and doesn't give me any kind of trials that I can't handle. Um, but here's the thing. You say, well, in light of recent events, we should take the suicide talk seriously. Perhaps the TPD would be interested. They're not interested. Oh no, a suicidal pedophile. How terrible. That's ridiculous. And I'm not going to tell you what I meant by that repentance. You know, here's them ripping off my latest video onto the site. I shouldn't play. I haven't marked. I haven't marked private now. It shouldn't play. Let's see if it plays. Yep, it's playing. I have to. I have to figure out what's going on here. Maybe pull it completely. Oh, here's a fucktard. Someone calling itself Shadow Fox, internet professional. Come out from behind your cartoon character, bitch. Spent the weekend catching up on this thread, and man, what a ride. Tommy has proven to be one hell of a fruitful cow. Gotta love the autism-flavored peculiarities of his writing style. Well, hey, I'm glad you enjoy it. He made a collection of my my alliterative remarks. Now, in the old days, if this guy was, you know, on the Usenet days, when bulletin boards were still somewhat moderated, and trolling wasn't so deeply entrenched in it, well, it was like way cool to insult somebody with an alliteration. So here's, dude, I gotta ask, why do you have such a hard-on for alliteration? As a writing device, alliteration is so pre-Norman conquest. You ain't writing Beowulf here, champ. Perhaps you should focus less on matching the preliminary phonemes of your sick comebacks and more on things like bathing, eating food that wasn't sourced from a dumpster, or not being crazy. Or at least coming up with new insults. I don't. Chicken shit anonymous fucktard keyboard commando is mine. Tut tut, Mr. Wasserberg. Just look at how many times he used the same excessively wordy insult over the last few pages of the thread. I'm guessing that due to your age, I have no history of heavy drug use. And the sheer number of people you've decided are your enemy, I don't even have that many enemies. It's just one stupid little board with about 25 people on it, and this board, and a bunch of drain bowls, and that's it. Most people really love me for being silly and find the alliteration amusing. We've heard it all about. Well, that's because you're like attacking people, you're invading their lives, and I don't have the time to waste on idiots like you that have the time to waste on me, that you're wasting obsessing on my shit. I think I spend all my time on these boards fighting them, and they're nuts. I stop in for a few minutes a couple of times a day, if that. Oh, here we go. What idiots. Yeah, Shadowfax, if you want to debate face to face, come out from behind your fucking cartoon character. Otherwise, wait until this all comes to court and be surprised at what what I'm really about. No, I don't. You know, I've been calling you guys. Here's Ann Ominous, one of the moderators who. I mean, this is why, at least at least at AMB, I have some privilege. I mean, these fuckers just like they delete my shit if they don't like the looks of it, and just like cut. They won't let me. They completely like wiped out my ability to rep them, and so I have to, instead of just repping it, and moving on, I have to comment. And then he cut off my ability to PM because I was PMing people that I didn't want to comment. I was PMing people because and they won't let me on any of the other threads. They block me out of the threads. This is my containment thread. Hey, fuck you! You ain't containing me. I'm containing you. And Ominous, you're going down, pal. You're going down with the whole site. Joshua Moon is going to prison for this site. Or I'm going to see to it that something illegal happens to you people. One or the other. I'm not going to say exactly what it is. And yeah, you can call that a threat, because there's either a legal solution for this, or there's an illegal solution that will have to be made. Just for the sake of the people that, I mean, there are dozens of people, if you look at this site, there are dozens of people that they just invade their privacy. Let's see. The speculation is ridiculous. The speculation is just utterly ridiculous. I mean, it's not even worth talking about here. I mean, it's not. Now they're trying to compare me to somebody else that they're invading their privacy. Oh, here's someone called himself Purple Squirrel. This one thinks he's some kind of professional. As risible and pathetic as Tommy is, I don't think he's nearly as big a thorough fuck up as ADF. See, they think they're, I don't know, I really don't know what's on their minds, if they even have any minds. This is all just nonsense. Potato Boy is arguably dumber, more delusional, more socially dysfunctional, more self-destructive than the Toothless Tucsonian. Oh, but alliteration is so fucking pre-Norman conquest. And achieved that state of fail in a few years rather than in 4 decades. I, for one, don't see Filthy as a gray 60-something incoherently babbling on the nets to strangers who could be his grandkids. Hell, I'll be surprised if he sees 35. I'm transgender. Average life expectancy is 35. And I'm just now in my legendary second puberty. Been getting some hungry stares lately at the Hooters. That's kind of interesting. Walking past a bunch of construction workers. Kind of decent con. If I was a decent con artist, I wouldn't be living hand to mouth and dumpster diving. Of course, I'd probably still be dumpster diving. What an amazing thing. Somebody threw out a brand new violin, got $40 for it that fast. Well, this is performance art, you morons. I'm recording. I'm recording personal video diary. I'm not really like thinking about any audience other than myself watching it later. My friends watching it whenever. Nobody has the nerve. You know, these people are all willing to steal the videos and talk about me elsewhere. Like last summer when I flipped on the natives in the drain bowls and they thought I was attacking natives. That damn thing got 10,000 views on somebody else's site. Nobody ever spoke to me hardly about it at all. Oh, here's Chimp Burgers again. I wonder where Sneasel went. This thing seems to have disappeared. Yeah, this Chimp Burgers is in for a big surprise. He's stealing my shit and loading it elsewhere, thinking that that's legal. It's not. I already got one of the archives taken down, but that was an American company. They got wise, and most of the shit's offshore now. Well, here's an idiot. Football meat long, self-diagnosed cancer survivor. Now, Tudor, that's a name no one would apply to himself where I come from. Well, I guess nobody where you come from plays a horn. Fucking idiots. Yeah, and here's this purple squirrel connecting it to intestinal gas problems. Beans, a musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. So let purple squirrel eat some shit at every meal. Here's the. I'm not going to lose a whole bunch of money, you idiot. Here's the jabroni again. I wish he would take his case to court so he loses a bunch of money and is told by a governmental official that he's insane and has no legal basis. Well, I've been told by a number of government officials that I do have a legal basis, but it's going to be difficult to prosecute. Damn near impossible. And not too much expectation of any recovery at all. Be lucky if I get shit all taken down and some temporary restraining orders slapped on things. Get these sites shut down. But that's not going to stop them from making new ones. Supposedly, this kiwi farm's got servers all over the world. And here's Big Todd piping in. Well, he'd just take that as proof that the Hoffman gang has a judge in their pocket. No, I don't believe the Hoffman gang is anything but fiction that was created to harass me with. I certainly hope it's fiction. Because if it isn't, they own the whole Tucson and Atlanta police departments. Oh, get this shit. On a related note, Tommy apparently stole a violin from one of Kevin Hoffman's friends and thinks that Kevin has offered a hit on him. On pure coincidence, Kevin has also posted a Tommy Death Watch thread on AMB the same day. Naturally, Tommy is really mad and planning legal moves. I found a fucking violin in the garbage can, and there is no way that a cheap Chinese violin that only cost $40 new had any sentimental value to anybody. Hoffman is like fiction. I'm sorry. We all know that Tommy stalks Kevin. Kevin has been stalking Tommy for years and has extended friend requests obnoxiously to 200 all of Tommy's friends at Facebook. We all know that Tommy stalks Kevin and has made up this idea that he's a crime boss. We also all know I didn't make up that idea. That's how they're presenting him to me, you fucking idiots. We also all know that Tommy shouldn't call the police about this threat, but Tommy just doesn't want to take that advice. Well, Tommy has been doing nothing but harassing Jason Winsky in the email, along with copies to his boss, his big boss, not even his chief. Because I hope he posts vids of his next contact with the TPD and FBI, since you know he won't take the smart advice not to contact them. Well, guess what? Fuck off. Yeah, here's repentance. Can't wait. How is Tommy's discrimination action against the TPD and the FBI going? Wait, why is Tommy still waiting on a psych letter? Well, that's because my psych is waiting on medical records from Kodak. I thought that was supposed to be sorted a couple of weeks ago, and that was what his phone call to Lewinsky was about. Okay, now repentance is definitely watching my Facebook account. You know, and recently, as got yesterday's thing about my trip to CVS and back, where I found the violin. Here's Flossman. This guy's really stupid. I've been catching some of those long, hungry looks from guys, which I have been. No, those are stares of what the fuck is that? Get it away. Nah, it isn't. I know the difference. I don't get those kind of stares. And why would you bring a flute to the pharmacy when picking up meds? The mind boggles. I carry my flute everywhere where I walk. It's my passport. People love to hear it. Sometimes they give me money. Just walking down the street. Oh, here. Have some money. Oh, sure. Here's Big Todd again. Tommy should give up the cornhole to some construction workers while playing the skin flute. Too A-log? Yeah, way too A-log. The cornhole is like, doesn't get anything bigger or more interested in it than the doctor's finger once a year for a prostate exam. And it's going to cost, it's going to cost some cis man. I thought cis men wanted women, not intersex mutants. That's almighty magic chant. This is too erotic for me. What idiots. Well, here, Mariposa Electrique. 2 parts delusion, 1 part narcissism, sprinkled vigorously with mental illness. Final product, failure and social isolation. Well, I'm not really socially isolated. I got 1,000 friends and followers on Facebook, and there's at least 50 people that are interacting with me just about every day. No, I did get to Facebook. I did get to meds. I did pay for the meds. What I didn't buy that day was razor blades, because it was going to be like 25 bucks. The sound you heard was me having an aneurysm. Well, that would really be something wonderful for the world, Floss, man. Fucking brain aneurysm. Bam! Goodbye! Here's someone calls. No, these are just idiots. It's not even worth my time doing this. How long is this fucking video already? 49 minutes. That's too much. I was going to read this article. Maybe we ought to look at it since it's almost an hour long already. Fucking idiots. Where is the thing? Aw, shit, and Kimberly tried to call. Well, hell. I better quit the video. Let's put that down. We'll do that. We'll read that article another time. Well, thanks for watching this whole thing. And hey, Kiwi Farms, namaste, motherfuckers. Peace out, folks. See you in court.